Hi, and welcome to Gaming News. Alright, so let's start things off with Gearbox. They have already announced before that they have a siren in their new Borderlands 2 game, and that she's supposed to be very new and very different. Well, now they've announced another character class, and they're being a lot less tall, dark, and mysterious about the whole thing, and they've given out a lot of details. Alright, his name is Salvador, and he's a Gunzerker, so it's basically a berserker but with guns, which is really good because before I kind of felt like when you went berserker or whatever, you were kind of like, oh, my whole team's gonna die unless I sacrifice myself, and you just kind of ran in punching and stuff, and it almost always went down unless you had some ridiculous hack shield or something. And yeah, this time around when you Gunzerk or whatever, you're actually dual wielding two guns. They don't have to be the same, just dual wielding in general. Okay, so there's 3 skill trees, like in the last one, and the first skill tree is called Rampage. And the guys at Gearbox have said that this is basically for being like a really big destructive beast, basically. Like there's a perk called Yippee-Ki-Yay that when you're Gunzerking or like dual wielding, whenever you kill someone, it increases the duration of your Gunzerking. So, you bloodthirsty, crazy maniacs that love to rush in and kill everything, that looks really good for you. The second skill tree is called a Bronze skill tree, which is basically like when you're the big brother slash last best hope for your team type of guy, where when everything goes to hell, you kind of just like step in and are like, step aside, Junior, let me take care of this, right? And you kind of do your own thing. Alright, so the skill example that Gearbox gave for this one is called Come At Me Bro, and it's where you taunt all the enemies, and what happens is that they come rushing at you, but your health goes up really high, and your damage reduction goes up like by a lot too. So yeah, you're surrounded by like 20 people, but at the same time, they're not hitting you very hard, and you have full health. So you basically can just kill them ridiculously easy. Okay, so the third and final skill tree is called Gunlust, and this is basically for you gunslingers who are just really badass and want to do crazy things with guns. Like there's a skill called No Kill Like Overkill, where any extra damage that you do to an enemy that has died already, you get back in health. So basically, you would run into an enemy, shoot him up with an SMG or something, and then finish him off with a sniper rifle or a revolver, something that does a lot of damage. So then that way the extra damage that you didn't really need to do to him in order to kill him goes back to you in health. And Gearbox is saying how they want people to mix different like skills and items and stuff to make really cool combinations, and they're saying that this would go well with a skill called Money Shot, which is the last bullet in every clip is actually like a super bullet, which just does a lot of damage. So then that way you use the last bullet in your clip to kill the guy and you get a lot of health. You understand? Also, there's one that's called Double for Your Fun, and it's when you're Gunzerking, when you're dual wielding. If you throw a grenade, it actually throws 2 grenades, but it only counts as 1. So you use that with like one of the multiplying grenades, and it's just going to turn into like a pyrotechnics hell while everything's exploding. Alright, so Gearbox has said that you're not going to be able to get all of the skills, but you're not going to be locked into one skill tree either. It's kind of going to be like the last game, and it's also going to be really cheap and easy just to rearrange all your skills. If you don't like how you did it the first time, you can just reset it like in the first game. So Borderlands is expected to be released sometime this year, but no date has really been announced yet. Alright, so now I want you to rewind your brains to about a year ago when a source told PS3 Magazine that God of War 4 was on track to be released this September. And now it seems like the composer, Timothy Williams, is saying that, yeah, he is in fact working on God of War 4. Stig Asmussen, the game director, he said that he doesn't really want to do the series for a while at least. And of course Sony had no comment, so we kind of really don't know at this point for sure. And we'll probably find out at like E3 or something, but it's looking pretty good. So keep your hopes up, God of War fans. Keep your hopes up. Another year-long revival is Alan Wake is finally coming to PC early this year after being scrapped early last year for being put onto the PC. And this news comes just in time for PC users to be even more behind on Alan Wake, as a standalone DLC is about to be released in a few weeks. So the standalone DLC is called Alan Wake's American Nightmare, and it starts out with that pudgy but lovable guy, Barry Wheeler. He's kind of falling asleep in a hotel room watching that creepy and eerily on-topic TV show Night Springs. And of course the episode is written by Alan Wake, and it features him in like a flannel shirt. Like, ooh, I barely recognized him without his lame jacket or whatever the hell he wears. And anyway, he's in Arizona for some reason. Just kind of don't mix the two storylines. Everyone's pretty sure that it's kind of like an alternate universe kind of thing, and the storyline is already pretty confusing as it is, so just leave this separate. We don't really need to muddle it anymore. The DLC is supposed to be longer than a normal episode from the full game, but at the same time it is obviously not going to be as long as the full game. It's just a DLC. The narrator isn't going to be Alan Wake. It's actually going to be the narrator of the TV show, because Alan Wake's supposed to be in the show or whatever. And yeah, there's going to be a few new weapons and enemies and a new mode even. So the new enemies are going to be this one guy that when you shine a light on him, he multiplies. He gets weaker, but by the time you're done pointing the damn light at him, you've got like 6 of them surrounding you, and it's just a pain in the ass. There's one guy that turns into a flock of birds. I don't really know what that's about, but alright. And then there's this one guy that'll like chuck a grenade at you, and then he'll just run away from you. It's like, no, come here to die. I'm gonna kill you. Just get used to it. Accept it. Come here. But whatever. You get a full out assault rifle. You get a freaking nail gun, and you get a crossbow. And the nail gun and the crossbow you can use without using the flashlight. So I guess it's like to combat the multiplying guy. There's going to be a new mode called Fight Till Dawn, and this is kind of like Alan Wake's take on Horde mode. And what's going to happen is that there's going to be guns scattered everywhere, and some guns in chests where you're going to have to find manuscript pages in order to unlock it. I'm not really sure how manuscript pages unlock chests, but whatever. I mean, it's Alan Wake. Does it really need to make sense? Yeah, so there's also going to be the street lights, but there's not going to be that many of them. So, like, if you find like 3, you've just got to save them and hope that you don't need them too often, because that's all you're going to get, basically. And so, yeah, I mean, they have a leaderboards for it, and you also get rewards for lasting a long time. They haven't really said what the rewards are going to be, but there'll probably be like an avatar award or something, and then like also you get like perks or whatever. It's basically going to be Horde mode, so we can kind of expect the same kind of thing, same concept from it. Alright, finally, Modern Warfare 3 is going to be releasing their DLC pretty soon. Infinity Ward wrote to the Elite members that the DLC season starts on the 24th of this month. So I guess the rest of us non-Elite people are just going to get sloppy seconds with this DLC. But, I mean, whatever. I mean, at least someone will be there to tell us what it's like before. And hopefully it's good. Yeah, that's all the news I have, and looks like I'm the biggest geek you know. Till next week.